Hi, everybody. It's Fraud Watch Friday. I'm Bruce Carlson of the ARP Washington State office in Seattle, and we are talking the fraud of the month. This week, it's gift cards and cryptocurrency. And to help me talk about it, I'm going to bring in a couple of our great volunteers, and let me bring them on now. Jean up in Island County and Debbie in Spokane. Hi, Jean and Debbie. How's things going today?
Hello, Bruce. Things are going well.
I am here in my home in Snoqualmie. We are doing these sessions virtually over the web and on Facebook because of the pandemic. We ordinarily do these in person, and hopefully soon we'll be back to doing them in person. But anyway, let's get started. Debbie, what's the story on gift cards and cryptocurrency scams? What are we talking about this month?
Well, thank you, Bruce. The past year has seen a huge increase in the number of scams. The Federal Trade Commission reported the total number of fraud reports in 2020 was 4.7 million, which is 1.5 million more than 2019. The total dollars lost went up by $1.5 billion. We know that scams and frauds are significantly underreported, so the incidences and the losses are likely much higher.
And based on what Debbie told us, I bet people will be surprised to learn still that 1 in 4 people who reported how they lost money to the Federal Trade Commission reported that it was through a gift card. Gift cards have topped the list of payment scams since 2018. And we've all seen gift card displays, right? They're everywhere. They're at the cash register. They're at drugstores, department stores, supermarkets. And I know I've bought several for birthday presents or other celebrations, but it turns out now they are a tool for scammers. And of the number of scams that have been perpetrated with gift cards, it has totaled hundreds of millions of dollars, and the median average loss was $840.
Wow, that's a lot of money, Jean and Debbie. What sort of scams are we talking about that bring in that kind of number for people being taken?
Well, most frequently, the scammer impersonates someone else, and this is referred to as imposter fraud. The most common scenarios claim to be connected with a governmental agency. The IRS saying there's a problem with your taxes. The sheriff's department saying you've committed some infraction and now you're subject to arrest. Perhaps you're informed that there's a problem with your computer and a phony tech support person claims to be able to fix the problem, but you have to pay first. Other common ploys can be a relative in distress, such as a grandchild that's in danger. But it can also be exciting good news. Maybe that love interest you found online wants to come and visit, or someone calls and claims you've won the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, but you need to pay some fee before you claim your prize. That's when you're instructed to buy a prepaid gift card.
And while we've been focusing on stranger scams, oftentimes we may hear from someone that we know, someone who's in our contact list. I know both Debbie and I have, as have other Fraud Watch volunteers. The ruse I heard was a friend was out of town, was having trouble with his credit card, and just remembered it was his sister's birthday. And these are the kind of, could you do me a favor scams? And these are pretty popular right now. So the favor he wanted was for me to go out and buy a gift card for his sister's birthday, and he would pay me when he got back into town. And now we hear that this is really spreading into houses of worship, that the Federal Trade Commission tells us that people are getting messages from their rabbi, from their priest, from their pastor. There's some really worthy cause, and they would like for people in the congregation to buy gift cards and send, maybe take a picture of the back of the card and send it off to the pastor. We're hearing that, of course, with COVID, everything in these days of COVID can also go back to causing another scam. And so here's one that we're hearing: there's a problem with your Amazon account. Some delivery's been held up. We need more payment. We need for you to clarify something. Or it can be from the health department. And we would just really like to advise, again, the big red flag is when you are told to buy a gift card, stop right then and there. It's a scam.
And what do you think convinces people to buy the gift card? What sort of persuasion tactics are people following when they follow through with that?
Well, the targeted people are pushed into a heightened emotional state. They might be fearful of the consequences if they don't follow through with the government agency. They're concerned about the welfare of their loved one, or they're excited about winning a big prize. The scammers convince them that the best, quickest way to meet their obligation is to buy the gift card.
Well, scammers are very good at what they do, and they know that if they can convince us to buy the gift card, it's as good as handing them cash. They will have immediate access to a gift card once they have the number on the back of the card. And they will be very persuasive. I've actually talked with people who have been victims of gift card scams who told me the scammer told them to stay on the phone. They were on the phone as they went to the store. They were directed which store to go to buy the gift card. And they were also directed how to respond if anyone questioned their purchase. Why are you buying gift cards? And the scammer's on the phone telling them exactly what to say. So the piece I really hope everyone will take today is that this is really important to remember. If you are ever told that you need to buy a gift card in order to satisfy some government program where you didn't pay your fine or you didn't show up for jury duty or whatever, it is a scam. 10 times out of 10, it is a scam. There is no way that it is legitimate. No government agency, no business will tell you to go out and buy a gift card in order to satisfy a debt. You're not going to have to buy a card from iTunes or Google Plays or, I don't know, eBay, anywhere to buy a gift card. That will not prevent the sheriff from showing up at your door. And if you think it's legit, you can check it out independently.
And what should I do if I think I've been targeted by a gift card scam?
You should contact the company that issued the card and inform them that the card was used in a scam. Keep the card and your receipt. If you act quickly enough and there's still money on the card, you might be able to get your money back. Also, file a report with the Federal Trade Commission.
And these scammers, as I mentioned before, they're really tricky and they try to stay ahead of the curve. They try to look at what's going on in headlines. And so in addition to gift card scams, some of them right now are making a bit of a shift to what's called cryptocurrency or digital currency. And this is a way for them to get money without actually having to handle coins or bills or even a plastic gift card. It all happens online. You may have heard of Bitcoins or Ether, which are some of the better known forms of digital currency, but new ones are being created all the time. And again, if you are asked to pay a fine or a fee and you're told that you need to do so with cryptocurrency, the answer always needs to be no.
It's true. These scammers are relentless. You may also be tricked into using cryptocurrencies for fake apps available on Google Play or the Apple App Store. Another important message today is this. If you are the victim of a scam, you are the victim of a crime. It's not your fault. It's the fault of the criminal who perpetrated this crime. Most of us aren't aware of the elaborate schemes perpetrated by scammers. We don't spend our days trying to outwit and take advantage of everyone we meet.
I'd like to second what Debbie just said. Early on in our presentation, we mentioned how these kinds of crimes are underreported. Some people in law enforcement tell us it could be as few as 1 in 40. Too often, the people who fell for the scams are embarrassed. They don't want anyone to know. But it's critical to remember that behind every statistic is a live person, someone who is now suffering maybe financial insecurity. Maybe their relationships are damaged. Sometimes, and this is true from statistics that we've heard from the University of Washington, a person's health and longevity can be adversely affected if they are a victim of financial exploitation. It is really critical. if we ourselves fall party to this, or if we know of someone else who is, let us be sure that we get help we need so that we can recover to the full extent possible. And I'd like to return it now to our friend Bruce, who's going to give us information about a really good resource that can help us get back on track.
Thank you, Jean. That was great information. So many people are tricked into using gift cards, and it's sad because once that money is gone, it's almost impossible to get back. And I'd just like to mention that Jean and Debbie are so well informed in this, partially because they're members of our Fraud Watch Network, Fraud Fighter group and call center. And I'd like to talk about the call center for a second. If you feel that you've been scammed, or you have a relative who is scammed, or you've been approached in a way that you think might be a scam, you can call our Fraud Fighter call center at 877-908-3360, and you can talk to a person who's also been trained and updated on the latest scams, and they can advise you, perhaps give you some ideas about what to do, about how you can get out of that fraud situation that you or your loved one may be in. And also, we have a lot of information on the web at the AARP Fraud Watch Network website, which is aarp.org/Fraud Watch Network. And we'll have those on the screen and also in the description above. So, Jean, Debbie, any last words you want to leave us with?
Well, I guess what I would like to say is, even though I am a volunteer for AARP, I want to express my appreciation to AARP for making this information available. We know oftentimes older people are targeted, for these kinds of scams. And I appreciate all the effort by the Fraud Watch Network nationwide to help everyone stay safe.
Definitely.
And that's it for Fraud Watch Friday this month. We'll be back next month with another topic, and we'll be bringing you up to date on what's going on in the fraud world next month. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you then.